they will start training. So they will start entirely from scratch. Okay, so they will start purely from scratch. What is C sharp and why we use it. So you will have a documentation which gives you day by day details. So this is for the day one you have to learn this, for day two you have to learn this, for day three you have to learn this. So they have a scheduled plan, so you will definitely follow that plan. Week one, week two, at the end of week two you might have a 4 hours of exam, or at the end of the month you have ICT, you will have that. So you have a scheduled thing going on. Okay, so you have to cope up with that and then move on. So that is the scenario that you will be put in. So try to, you don't have to learn anything before, if you don't want to learn, it is absolutely fine, you will be starting from scratch. But if you want to learn a few things, you can start now. You learn the basics, and you can definitely build on top of that when you enter into internship. So I highly recommend that you prepare earlier. When you, even if you like, someone said I have been waiting for 2 months. So if you're waiting for 2 months, you can definitely learn something, right? So if you learn something for 2 months, then when you enter Cognizant, you can practice the same with Udemy and other platforms that they give you. Okay, so that will be added advantage for you when you have the final project. Okay, so you can showcase those 2 months of time what you have learned. You can show that to them, so that you will get a good project. So I think that is the priority for you guys as well, getting into good project. So I hope that answers your question, Prakash, for the topic. So if you want to get into more details, we have a series. As I said before, we have a ASP.NET series that will be commencing maybe 2 weeks from now. We'll start after mid. So after few people get into internship, we will start the series, and uh, tell you how to learn ASP.NET and why, and other things. Other factors will be teaching you, how you can progress with ASP.NET. Since I am from ASP.NET, have been working on that. I can tell you more on that. If you are interested in Django, so I have planned another series for Django as well, Django and the Django REST framework. So we'll try to catch up with those two. Okay, so yeah, you can expect those two, shortly. So I think life balance is cognizant. Why many cognizant employees start their own YouTube channel? Is it? I'm not sure, man. So I started this YouTube channel, like I know there are, like, I get like 15 to 20 messages yearly on LinkedIn. Okay, I get like, I know what you will do in Cognizant and how the internship will be, and I was getting series of questions on that. So that was the inspiring thing for me to start. I had a channel earlier, okay, where for being creators we do a talk show every Sunday. So so you can definitely check out that as well. Okay, so being creators is the channel name. So being creators, the billionaires advice. So you can check that out if you are in your free time. So I'm not sure, man. Life balance is pretty good. So you don't, you just get a minimal work. So if you want to work harder, you can do, or if you want to chill out, you can do that as well. So to be honest, that is the fact. So in any company, you will get that, but that depends on the project as well. Okay, so for the first year, you can chill out, since you are called as trainee, and once you get out of the trainee, it is really difficult. So you will have a good, good life balance. So depends. The CTS provide facilities like food, gym, badminton, playground. What do they cost? So you don't have to pay anything for those. Okay, so you can use it everything for free. It depends on the location. Okay, some locations have it, some location don't. So some locations have these playgrounds. So if you have, there are a couple of videos on in YouTube, you can watch it. Like, they have a tour of different cities. Okay, so I'll be putting that for Bangalore if you are interested in that. But after joining full time, you will go to the entire BU. Okay, so once you are trainee, you might not get all those facilities. But once you are into full time, right, you will be going to the main office. So that is where you will get all those facilities there. Prakash, is there any chance of sorry? Is there any chance of return to office in the meantime during training? So you won't. I don't think you will. You won't be called. In between your intern. So that will be really hectic for them since they have planned everything. So they have to reschedule everything. They have to allocate different places, and they have to see where where you can be put in. So that I know that will be difficult. So you might be feeling the entire virtual things of this time. But some cases, till April we have some news, like you won't be returning to office till April. So I don't think you will be called after that as well. So for full time you will get into office. I hope this pandemic ends by then. What is the enhanced salary and growth for Gen Z? So enhanced salary, I think you have four, right? Four LPA they have said for Gen Z. So growth depends really depends on you. So once you start learning different tech and you can switch internally, you have different platforms where you can switch internally. So you can apply with certifications. If you are interested in AWS, you are practicing cloud or DevOps, you are practicing machine learning. We can apply for those roles. So once you apply for those roles, you will definitely grow after that. So once you start your first step, you will definitely grow in that project. Once you are done with the project, you can definitely grow. You can skyrocket in that field. So once you start off, so starting off is the difficult thing. Once you're standing out of the crowd, right? I know machine learning. I have deployed few models on Azure or AWS or other platforms. So once you do that, you are standing out from the crowd. So you can apply for various projects, where people work on that, and then you can get in. There are tons of jobs. I will tell you, like 3 to 4 thousand vacancies. You can just go to careers.cognizant.com. You will get all the vacancies and what is the stance of the number of people needed in Cognizant. Is there any exam in or after internship? Yeah, you will have the final project. So you don't have any exams. Okay, it is the final project that you have to do that will decide what project you go and the location and other deciding factors will be based on that. I hope that answers your question, Virat. Okay, Shivakumar, tell about Oracle DB domain. Okay, PeopleSoft is the pretty old thing. So but people still use it. Okay, I'm not sure about the DB domain. So database administration is another different domain altogether. So administration, see the Oracle DB or DB admin is kind of administering the entire database and other structures. So you will just have some maintenance work there. So you don't do any development, but you will just see that the database is fine, the health is fine, the traffic is good. It doesn't the traffic is not too overwhelming for the servers. So you have to do those kind of works. Is there any exam? Yeah, I think I answered the question. So, Virat, if you're there, please do delete those. So you have to. So moving on, Kishore, what are the different domains in Cognizant? Like you said, finance and banking. So you have various domains. So it is too much. There are something called as verticals and horizontals. Okay, so in Cognizant, once you get into Cognizant, you will know all those details. So I cannot share it in public. So you have few things. Okay, domains, or you have domain. Cognizant works with at most all the companies in the world. Okay, they work with SAP, they with Microsoft, they work with all the people. But the problem is that people are not aware of it and people don't apply for those projects. So internally you can switch. Okay, so once you get in, you can definitely switch. But they work on all different domains. Like finance and banking is a single domain. Like that is a vertical. So they have some verticals and horizontals which are something confidential. So those are the things. They work on entire field where you can just name any company in any healthcare company in US. Cognizant will have a tie up with them. Cognizant will be providing all the services to them. So that is how Cognizant works. Okay, I also have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, great man, great Kijor. Good. So, Kumar, is it possible to switch from Django or Android app development after turn? So Django, I really love to work on Django since I'm working on some freelance project on that. So Android app, so that is the thing that I told you, right? So you develop your skills. Okay, so Android app you can build it in Kotlin or Flutter. So if you work with Android Studio, you can build some apps and you can have it on your Google Drive basically and ask them to download and see how it works and other things. You can show all your extra or additional things on your final project. So that will help you a lot in you know getting into a good project. So even if you don't get it, okay, don't feel bad. Once you completed the first year, right? So once you are done with the first year, you can definitely switch internally. So you have the skill, you work on Django, or you work on Kotlin or Flutter or Dart. So any Android framework. So once you have the skill, right, you can definitely apply for those and get it. So there is nothing stopping you from doing that. You can definitely switch after a year. Okay, thanks Prashkas for the answer. When will the internship start? So that depends on your college and your background and other things. So you might expect in the mid Feb or March. So since most people have been called already, so you are the the final batches are left, final 3 to 4 batches of left maybe. So you will be called. Inland salary for the full time fresher. So after full time, right? So 25 to 26 you can expect for 4K. Sorry, 4L. For LPA you can expect 25 to 26. So that is the max. I hope that answered your question, Sai. Varun, can we opt for the companies after finishing intern? CTS definitely, Varun. You can definitely switch once you complete the intern. So since CTS has no bond, you can definitely switch after intern. Yeah, Vikas. So thanks for the answer. Virat again. What are the languages they used? They used during internship. So that depends on the domain. Okay. So once you get Spring Boot, you use Java. Once you are into ASP.NET, .NET domain, you use C Sharp. Or you are into data warehousing, you use Python. So it depends on your domain. Which domain you go in, the language is dependent on entirely on the domain. A C2C login prompt in a solution. Okay, Abhinav, you have a login problem. You been assigned with a password no reset? So they will once you join in the induction program, they will send you a link to reset your password. So you can do it by then, or you can call the help desk. GST you can trace. Abhilash. Career growth in CTS. So career growth really depends on you, as I know told before. Like you have the skill, right? Well, once you get acquire the skills. Okay, so the first thing that you at least fulfill the basic requirement. So I want to work on DevOps. Okay, I have few foundation certifications on different. I have one for Oracle. I have one for Azure. Once I have those, I can apply for internal switching of projects. So I want to work on these domains. I see in my location whether we have a project of where people work on DevOps and other things. You can reach out on LinkedIn, or you can even reach out on Teams if you are into intern. If you have access to it, you can reach out to people and ask like if there is any vacancy in their project, or you can even go to their careers. You can switch internally. So career growth really depends on what you do. Okay, even if you are not put into a good domain, you can do freelancing. Okay, so you will learn a lot in freelancing. Okay, so I have been learning a lot for a year or so. So freelancing is a great way to learn different things. It is like working for a startup, right? So you are not into a startup, but you are not taking any risk of the startup, but you work for this an environment where you work like a startup. So if you are getting a good freelance project, like let's say you are building an entire platform from scratch, you will learn all the nuke corners and other security and other threats. You will learn the entire complete system of from this building an entire application. So even if you don't get a good domain in Cognizant or any company, for example, if you don't get any good domain, you can definitely start off with freelancing. So I highly recommend that you take up at least one freelancing work, so that you at least get to know what they do and what will be like hands-on or real-time experience or real-time business requirement. So that I highly recommend that you do that. I mean, I am having can I choose? Most of the service companies are the same, right? So they have the same, starting point or the same, flow to it. Okay, even in this pandemic, they have the same flow. So what you can do is you can see like CTS and TCS. TTS has don't have any bond. So if you're planning to switch earlier, or if you're planning to in a year or so, you can definitely join Cognizant. You can learn a lot of things with you don't have much work. You can learn different things and then you can switch. So that is a great place where you can learn things and switch. So if you're planning to do that, you can join CTS, or else you can go with Tata. So that is the thing that I can tell you right now. Karan, how is Chennai CTS office? So there are like 5 to 6 offices in Chennai. So that is the main headquarters for Cognizant in India. That is the main place for Cognizant. They have ton of facilities. You can look it in the Google Maps, so you will find all the images there. So you can look it up in there. So I'm in Bangalore, so I'm not sure how it is in Chennai, but you have no. That is the headquarters for Cognizant in India. So what will be the prerequisites for a mechanical trainee in order to meet the pro equal to current batch trainee? So prerequisites are like, as I said, you can learn the basics, right? You have few things to be taken care before the internship. So since you are from mechanical, you might not have been exposed to different programming languages and how things work. So you can learn from the basics, right? So you can start off with some basics and then you can build on top of that. Once you get into internship, you can start developing things instead of wasting your time doing the scrap work, starting from basics. When people start off with basics, you can develop on you can go into web development. So that is the small trick that you can do. You can start off earlier if you have time. You can definitely start off with different programming languages if you want. You can start with C Sharp or Python or any language that you like. If you're starting off just now, okay, so you haven't heard of any languages, you might seen C and C++. So once you have some basics of C and C++, you can definitely move into Python. Once you move into Python, you can go to C Sharp. So learn the basic programming aspects. So OOPS concepts are the main of what you are doing with programming and other things. So it stays the same for any programming language. Okay, so you can definitely learn those basics which are common to all the languages. So design patterns and your uh, concepts and other things are pretty basic. So you can learn those concepts and then you can apply it, and that will be like giving you a boost that you are ahead of people who are in current batches or other CS and IT background assets. So Bilash, great to see. Okay, Virat, which branch they are gonna special in Chennai? So I cannot say that. Really depends. Chennai, we have all the domains, since that is the headquarters for Cognizant. Uh, they have all the they work on all the fields. Okay. As I said, they have different domains. You can be put into any branch. That depends on the project and the business requirement. So if they need two people in React, if they have 10 people, they have a requirement for 10 people in ASP.NET or Spring Boot. You have a great chance of you going into those ASP.NET or Spring Boot. So if you're doing performing pretty well, then you have a chance of getting into the two positions they have for React. So it depends upon the business requirement. So if most clients switch to React, okay, so there is a demand for React developers. So suddenly there will be a demand. So once you learn the advanced technologies, you will be on demand anyways. So try to learn those advanced technologies so that you are on high demand. So you will get a good pay and good project to work on. Which is the best platform freelancing? I use LinkedIn, so there are different platform freelancer.com, Upwork, Fiverr. So I never used any of those, but I did use it, so just to see what is the rate that freelancers need. I was really astonished when I saw like $15 a hour for a Django developer. So $15 per hour is equivalent to like 2 to 3 thousand, right? For hour. So I was really astonished by seeing that. So people really pay well for freelancing. So if you don't even get a good job, or even if you don't get a good domain, you can definitely do freelancing and still survive. So I really recommend LinkedIn to get clients. So that is a pretty legit platform where you can do. But Fiverr and other things are good, but you have to pay. So even the both parties have to pay. The client has to pay their to advertise their things, and you have to pay to get your coins and credits to apply for those jobs. So in LinkedIn, you don't have any. You have your profile, and the client has his own profile. You can see what matches, and he's see legit or other things you can see, and you can go ahead. Bangalore office good. It is not about the office, but you have a project. But Bangalore, they have like two offices. Okay, so those it's not about good, but you might have a good facilities in Chennai or Bangalore. If you have sorry, in Bangalore you have good no facility. So Chennai was first initiated, like first building and other things. So you might have the older facilities and other things. So Bangalore is pretty new, and they have well established metropolitan city, so they might enhance features there as well. So Chennai is also not bad, but it was established at the first. Like if you go to IIT Madras and IIT Bombay, right? So those are like the legends or the older projects. If you go to VIT, Chennai and Velu, you have SRM maybe. Those are like the new buildings, right? So that is the kind of feel that you will have if you come to Bangalore. Okay, moving on. I hope that answered your question, Varun. Sai again. When can we get full-time location? So once you complete your full the project, right, the final project, that will decide what location you go in, what domain you go in. Other things will be based on your final project. So that you will only get after getting inside. Sorry, after completing your intern, you have to wait. You will be evaluated on an interview, and after that you can expect this thing, and then you will be given the notification that you have been put into this location. So mostly you will get your preferred locations, but there are some cases that you might not.